Hi, my name is Abby McConnon. I'm a speech-language pathologist completing my clinical fellowship. I co-authored this project last year with Dr. Katie Strong and Dr. Natalie Douglas, both from Central Michigan University, and Dr. Thomas Sather from the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire. I will be telling you guys about our project titled Life Reflection Through Songwriting and Interpretative Phenomenological Analysis of Songs Co-Constructed by Individuals with Aphasia. So if we start with our background, we know that we have quite a few individuals in the United States living with stroke, and within that, we have almost 2.5 million living with aphasia due to stroke. Any person with aphasia can display a unique set of symptoms and impairments, which may result in the loss of ability to use communication as a tool for life participation. One of these impairments can be identity, as identity can be described as a concept of making a coherent story of our past experiences, present situation, and future goals. Aphasia disrupts language and can lead to an identity crisis. Personal narratives are a way for individuals to process their lives in a new and meaningful way, especially adjusting post-stroke. Constructing personal narratives have an inherent value for individuals with aphasia because it serves as a window into their lives. Similarly to personal narratives, you can look into songwriting as it is an effective way for individuals to explore their life stories. A songwriting protocol was developed for individuals with spinal cord injury, where 3 songs were about the past, current, and future selves were co-constructed, with the overall therapeutic goal trying to connect past self with present self, tying back into identity. This protocol was adapted for a project conducted at Central Michigan University for individuals with aphasia. Included adaptations were an interdisciplinary approach with speech-language pathologists and a music therapist assisting the participants in co-construction of songs and the use of supports to facilitate communication in individuals with aphasia. The project explored the feasibility of adapting the protocol for an aphasia population, the experience of the songwriter participants, and pre- and post-testing of language and quality of life measures. So this presentation's research aim identified themes from the lyrics of 9 co-constructed songs from the interdisciplinary songwriting project using a qualitative interpretative phenomenological analysis. As we look at our data source, we utilize the lyrics from the 9 songs co-constructed in the previously described songwriting intervention. 3 songs were about life before stroke and aphasia, 3 songs were about life with stroke and aphasia, and 3 songs were about the future. Listed in Table 1, you can see our varying participant characteristics, as we had a couple different aphasia types, varying years post-stroke, varying aphasia quotients, indicating aphasia severity types, different ages and genders between all 3 participants. Interpretative phenomenological analysis, or IPA as I'll be referring to it for the remainder of this presentation, was used to identify main themes throughout the 9 songs produced. IPA examines how individuals make sense of major life experiences, and it's concerned with individuals exploring their life experiences on their own terms. It was really well suited for this project because through songwriting, participants are already attempting to make sense of past, present, and future self, which again ties back into identity. IPA has a 6-step process, with the first step being reading and rereading. Then you start to make initial notes, starting with developing emergent themes between all of these notes, making connections across emergent themes, moving to the next case, and finally looking for patterns across cases. Listed here, I have our varying results, and these are our themes that we determined from all 9 songs. Now, to be considered a theme, all 3 participants' lyrics were required to be represented during analysis. These requirements were seen across all superordinate and associated subordinate themes, which are listed below. In the gray boxes, we have the listed superordinate themes. I'm going to start with, all the way on the left, my stroke changed everything. So this is where we had individuals talking about their aphasia, their stroke, their deficits, how their lives were impacted. The first subordinate theme of aphasia ties me up has participants directly mentioning the deficits they see, whether it was their voice, their words, their life, or singing, or truly anything that was meaningful to them. All of these lyrics are directly from the songs that were co-constructed. Second, you can see My Stroke Took Me Out. Now, it was interesting here because participants all mentioned stroke explicitly, where this wasn't a requirement for them to do so. However, they deemed it important to their recovery and reflecting on their life before the stroke. So, My Stroke Took Me Out really talks about how they were so scared and impacted, where the Aphasia Ties Me Up talks about how aphasia has those lasting impairments. Moving on to the second superordinate theme of I Want More, this is where we see that individuals are reflecting on how they made it through their stroke and aphasia, and they have goals for the future. Looking at our theme of But I Made It, participants seen here are talking about how they're hopeful for their future, seeing that they have their life impacted, but they made it through their stroke and aphasia. They also talked about dreaming of being independent, where they want to get back to communicating with those individuals who mean the most to them. They want to talk, they have goals, and they're really building goals within these lyrics. Next, we have the superordinate theme of An Amazing Life, where individuals are really reflecting on what they're thankful for and other components that they really appreciate in their life. When we look at the subordinate theme of I Am Blessed, we see participants reflecting on their faith, their family, their friends, whatever they consider to be a blessing to them. We also see in the theme of I'm Alive that they're thankful for a second chance and they're ready to tackle these impairments and moving forward with their lives. So moving forward, we can talk about how this pilot project was part of an interdisciplinary intervention where we had individuals co-constructing songs about life before stroke, life with stroke and aphasia, and the future. As we look at the lyrics, we can see that individuals gained a sequential perspective of their lives, similar to thinking back to that identity of past, present, and future, which is consistent with narrative construction in the current literature. Most themes had similarities connected to the current literature, including My Stroke Changed Everything, related to aphasia as a thief, stealing one's life. An Amazing Life had themes relating to importance of relationships and one's identity. Findings aligned with an analysis completed from another songwriting intervention, where this project's themes of I Want More and I'm Alive are related to Hope Is There. Now, each song was co-constructed and started with an initial idea and general prompt, such as life before stroke, life with your stroke and aphasia, and the future. Theme analysis and resulting construction were not limited to these prompts because multiple lyrics from songs were represented in each superordinate theme. Now, this can show the fluidity of the songwriting process and how differences in mentions, such as relationships being mentioned in songs 1 and 3, depict the importance of these factors to the individual's life. During song co-constructions, participants had various paraphasias. Rather than work around them, the paraphasia was incorporated into the songs, with participant agreement, of course, to enhance meaning of lyrics. The use of an interdisciplinary team allowed team roles to be established, giving a foundation for other team-based interventions. Understanding what brings meaning to an individual's life through songwriting construction allows the clinicians to assist in more meaningful interactions. Some limitations from this project was that this was a qualitative analysis that used IPA on a small number of participants. By design, IPA is exploratory, not explanatory, and descriptive in nature, so therefore the themes are not intended to generalize beyond these participants or be representative of all perspectives from individuals with aphasia. Future research should expand on the application of songwriting protocols to individuals with a wider range of severity and type of aphasia. Additionally, looking at the impact of quality on life following participation in an interdisciplinary intervention should be explored. Finally, The ability to listen to the songs may have a lasting impact for the participants, and that should also be explored. Funding for this project was awarded to Dr. Katie Strong by Central Michigan University for the 2018 Faculty Research and Creative Endeavors Research Grant. We'd also like to acknowledge the participants and thank them for their time on this project. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me, and I can even give you contact information for the other authors on this team. I've also listed additional references here, and if you have any questions further, feel free to reach out. Again, we thank you for listening to our project and look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.